Hi guys, let's talk about the waiting season and how it can be sometimes. So, if you ask me what 2025 was like, I remember a lot of silence. So, in 2025, I graduated. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Oluwatimishi Gbajimo. You can call me Tooms. I'm a content creator. I'm a faith-based content creator. I love finance. I love anything money. I love God. That should have been the first thing I should have said. But anyways, I love God and I'm just a very bubbly person in general. So today, let's talk about the waiting season. When I talk about 2025 for me, I remember a lot of silence. I remember a lot of waiting and I'm like, God, what's going on? So in 2025, I graduated. I convocated. I'm now a degree holder, yeah. So I graduated and I remember very clearly after my exams, I started to wait on God. Wait for about 3 days. I was like, if I just wait on him for like 3 days, he give me a blueprint of my life and what I'm supposed to do, the next step, where we're supposed to go, and this and that. I was waiting in school for my defense. This was after my exam. So I decided, okay, let me go on a 3 day fast. God, what's next? What do we do? A lot of things have come to an end for me in this time, July, June. So okay, what do we do? So I remember waiting on God and it was crickets. Nothing. And I'm like, maybe maybe I've not waited long enough. So I extended it and still crickets. 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 And I'm like, no! When you're in that kind of situation, you begin to think, did I do something wrong? What's happening? What's going on? And I remember that one of those days, I shared this on my podcast, the Evolving My Girlies podcast. One of those days, I said, you know what? I'm breaking up with God. Because what do you mean? Like, how can you give me an experience of, oh, I'm always hearing you, encountering you, and now it just feels like you're not there? And I remember that morning when I said, God, I'm breaking up with you. I left my hostel. I went to pick something outside my hostel. And as I was walking back in, I just said, you know what? Who am I kidding? Where do I want to run to? Who do I want to run to? And even in that time, as much as it felt like God was silent, his presence was heavily there. It's like I knew that this God cannot leave me. This God cannot leave me at like just he can't leave me stranded. So even when I couldn't hear him, I said, you know what, God, I can't break up with you anyways. The breakup lasted for like maybe 2 minutes. And I'm like, you know what am I kidding? I'm gonna keep waiting on you. I don't have anybody else to go to. You are my only source, and you're the only person that I want to ever be with or be in. If God is not in the equation, I don't want to ever be in that equation, right? So I just like, you know what? Okay, whatever. So I took a break from the retreat and I started again. And still nothing. God, why are you doing this to me? And I after exams, after defense, I went back home and it still felt like cricket. And now, something about me is that I'm not someone that I had nothing to do apart from school. I pretty much had a life outside of school. I'm a content creator. I was a public speaker in school. I was actively going to events to speak. I was traveling out of school to, go speak, literally. So it's not like I didn't have anything to do. It was just more of I needed that clear instructions. Like, my daughter, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Was that too much to ask? Anyways, no, one of those days when I was home, I decided, you know what? I can trust the Spirit of God that is in me. So, Lord, what can I do? So I looked around in my house and I was like, what can I do at home? Who can I add to? And then I decided to call my siblings and my cousins. And we just started this every evening Bible study. And it was so much fun because, so there are times when you feel like unless God instructs you to do some certain things, you're like, But it was so much fun. And I found so much fulfillment in it. There have been many things that I've done in my life where a lot of people have commended me. I'm like, oh my God, wonderful, this and that. Right? But nothing gave me as much fulfillment as at that time when I was just spending time not in front of the cameras, not in front of anybody, not trying to show anybody anything, but just being with my siblings and just learning at the feet of God. And one of the things about walking with God is learning to trust His Spirit in you, even when you don't hear His voice. There's something that God tells us in Psalm 32. And Psalm 32 verse 8 says, I will instruct you and show you the way to go. With my eye on you, I will give you counsel. Do not be like a horse or mule without understanding that must be controlled with bit and bridle, or else it will not come near you. Many of us, we've heard so many people say that, oh, God told me, do this, do that. But many times, it's not always like that. Sometimes God will lead you through promptings. Sometimes God will lead you through, oh, I just feel like doing this. And God is in it. Many times we think that we are waiting on God, but it's actually God that is waiting on us. Many times we think that all we just need is that word, that instruction from God. Now my question is, the last thing that God told you, what have you done about it? Those things that God has told you in times past, in months past, that you wrote in your journals, or you're like, oh God, I'll get to it. What have you done with it? Because it's going to be a great determinant in how He's going to talk to you and instruct you for the future. If I've told you many times, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I've given you about 5 things to do, and you've done nothing about it, and you're still asking me, I want you to tell me what to do, I'm just going to look at you like, what about those things I've told you? So sometimes we're waiting on God. We think we're waiting on God, but God is the one that is waiting on us. And I pray that for every one of us that we're in our waiting season, or in the place where we feel like we are waiting, and we just want that instruction, we just want that word from God. I pray that if God is waiting on you to do what He has sent you to do or told you in times past, I pray that the Spirit of God would remind you of what He has told you in time past, and He will give you the capacity to execute the things that He has called you to do. Maybe you feel like you don't have the resources. Start with what you have. Maybe you feel like you don't have the phone storage. Start with what you have. Improvise. Resources will meet you. If He has sent you, He will back you up. Don't act your age. Don't act the resources that you have. Don't act your bank account. Act the God that you serve. So just like His word says here in Psalm 32 verse 8, He will instruct you. He will show you the way to go. With His eyes on you, He will counsel you. Don't be stubborn. Don't be adamant on your situation or the people that are around you. Live for an audience of one and do what God has called you to do. Many times, growth will not always look like growth. Growth doesn't feel like growth. That time when I felt like, God, talk to me. God, I'm breaking up with you. Looking back, when in that time, it didn't feel like I was growing. But looking back now, I realized that I didn't opt for anything other than God. In this time, when it feels like God is silent, a lot of people, they opt for something else. They opt to do something else. They opt to serve other gods. They opt to just kill their intimacy with God and just, draw away from God, right? But in that time, I realized that I had grown. Because in time past, maybe I would have just spent time away from God. I'm like, God, I don't know what to do. I don't want to do this with you right now. But in this time, I decided, you know what, God, I don't want to be where you don't want me to be. So I'll just be where you are. So I commend you if you're waiting on God and it's been months, it's been maybe years. I commend you. And God is so proud of you for waiting on Him. When the Bible tells us that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount upon wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Brethren, sisterly, your strength is renewed in Jesus' name. And God is worth the wait. But if you're one of those people that God is waiting for, go back to your old books. Go back to your journals. Step out in obedience. Take the first step and see how God is going to lead you in the next one. I really hope this video helps. Thank you for watching this video. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe so that other people can see this video. Please like the video. You watched it to the end. Like the video, subscribe, and share. Share to your community, share to your friends, share to your family. Thank you for watching. My name remains Oluwatomiche. You can call me Tunes. Bye, guys.